Welcome to V.V.R, your place to discuss all the current and past games you enjoy. We hope you enjoy the show and can join us. We will see you in the chat box. To get on the show, follow the Discord link. Join up, read the rules in the welcome channel. When you have read them, put a check mark reaction to the rules. After you have done that, head to V.V.R info and follow the pinned instructions. Then jump into the waiting room and we will get you on when we can. Thank you for listening, and we hope to see you there. We will be starting shortly. Enjoy this track by Wiljan Zandra. It is called Woodlands.
Just change the
Hello. Everybody hear me okay? Hopefully so, and this is V.V.R. I'm Infinite Gamer. And I'm joined here with
Hi, I'm Alpha from V.V.R. and welcome to the show.
Yeah, exciting freaking couple of days, eh?
To say the least.
And I've been away for all of it, so I'm pretty much completely out the loop. This page that I have up right now, the Eurogamer, is the only thing that I have actually read, really to do with any sort of review next or anything like that. But there is going to be plenty more that we're going to be discussing.
Hopefully, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, as always, if there's anybody who would like to jump on and chat with us, make sure to join that Discord. And yeah, come on and jump into the waiting room and we'll pull you in.
Yeah, I think the most biggest takeaway that you can gather from recent events and everything leading up to next has been the fact that everybody's saying ambitious update and stuff like that, or biggest update, etc. Yeah. But it's massive. The game is massive in general. Of course, it was gonna have a big update.
Exactly, it's a massive update. Like they worded it right on the Xbox. The Xbox cover art and that, where they've said the massive next update. They weren't joking.
No, they weren't.
Really weren't joking. And I haven't seen half it. I know there's people out there who have got copies already and they're playing it. And I know there is one person who, I think it's only the one person who has actually been uploading his footage. But I've seen none of that. And it's already, just from what I read of the game, it's a massive update. So I can't wait to, jump in there and actually see the size of the update for myself. I really do look forward to that.
Exactly.
Not long left either, man. 3 days.
Not long at all.
But, yeah. So, what is it we've got up at the moment?
Well, we have the Eurogamer, isn't it? Eurogamer saying No Man's Sky's next update is big. All the details from next week's huge overhaul. And yeah, we're not gonna are we gonna read it all out, or are we just gonna pick and kind of word it ourselves, I
imagine most people have read either the Eurogamer article or another one that's sort of similar to it, so there's no point, boring people with our voices droning through this article again.
That's what I mean. We could just bring out what's the most significant things that they said.
Yeah, well,
basically,
you've got two of us here, so we'll each, we can each talk about the things that stand out to us the most. In what's been said, and I mean, I'm already reading through it as I'm rolling a fag speaking to you, and it's considering that they say right there I've only had around 30 minutes for the latest version, so they've done this article based on 30 minutes gameplay.
Yeah,
and from what they've said, that's amazing for 30 minutes.
Oh yeah, if you think about it, they start off and they were discussing the trailer.
Yeah. And
then they say that they've only had 30 minutes in the game. Yeah. But they said that they can already see things that we've already seen, improved lighting, better atmospheric effects, increased draw distances, the new cloud rendering system, improved textures, better water, and we've seen all that, and then the third person camera, obviously, which they were happy enough to showcase heavily in the trailer. But what I found nice from this was the fact that they've had 30 minutes in it, but they said that they are now sporting new Earth-like planetary generation system.
Yeah.
Which means we could get a hell of a lot more views, a hell of a lot more variety to the planets if they're going to have Earth-like planets as well. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because
it's quite funny that they actually say that, because I'm sure me and you was talking before, and I was saying to you, that I would love to see more, more Earth-like planets, so that when you go down there, you've got that sense of sort of homely sort of feeling to it.
Yeah, because at the moment, if you're sticking down a base, for instance, in the current game and current mechanics and everything else, you come across a planet, you're still Like even the lush ones, you're kind of like, you know, I don't want to make a place here, like, you know, it looks too strange, you know.
Yeah.
But at least if you come across like an Earth-like planet, like, you know, with like similar trees, like, you know, similar water, like, and like, you know, just something familiar, you know, it seemed less lonely or hostile, I suppose.
Yeah.
But all the planets at the moment, I really do like it. So I assume they're gonna have the same type of stuff that they have, you know.
Oh yeah, I imagine that. Like, I mean, they say there, you know, like you pointed out that they've added in all the improved textures, better water, the cloud rendering, all that. Then, like, after they say the Earth-like planet generation system, they say mountains towering above undulating valleys, populated by looming trees, large architectural props, notably improved fauna.
Yeah.
So,
when
like,
I read that, I was like, "Fucking hell, that's brilliant!" You know, the fauna, you know, are changed for the better because, like, you know, it says creatures feature more nuanced animations, which means, like, you know, there'll be less. The way they are now, they're kind of exaggerated, aren't they?
Yeah, very much.
And they've got a tendency to start like fucking like dipping in and out. I actually seen one like kind of like fucking glitching in and out of like kind of a crater type thing.
Yeah.
As it was trying to find its pattern, you know what I mean? Yeah. So it was kind of like half floating for a second and half going in and down and stuff like that. So we can tell maybe the terrain generation has drastically improved that as well, because, you know, there'd be less fucking, you know, less hills and shit all over the place. Like,
yeah, it'll be more everything will be placed better. Like
yeah,
you say, you won't just have these random mountains everywhere. You'll sort of like, hopefully the way that it's worked, the procedure and everything, it's got it so that things are set up right.
Yeah,
got things dotted in random places. Hopefully, anyway.
Yeah, well, that's what it says there as well.
Yeah.
A broader range of sounds as well, which I kind of figured, and most of us did from the audio file that we unlocked there back in Element 6, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
And I think it was Element 6. Element 7 was the stress one, wasn't it?
Was no element. It would be Element 5.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Element 5, Element 6 was the one to do with touching the eggs and that.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah. So it was 5. It was the one before that. Yeah.
Element 5. But yeah, to actually see that somebody said that after playing the game, like, you know it's in there. And
yeah,
these are, like, Eurogamer, it's a critic. They're there to point out the notably different things.
Yeah, and also, like, you know, they will be dissecting it. Like, even if it is just a half an hour, it's a job to them when you think about it.
Yeah, exactly.
They will be noting down things.
Yeah.
And yeah.
So yeah, like, it's good to see them actually saying these the differences, because, you know, it's not just a random person who's got hold of the game early saying, "Oh yeah, it sounds good, it looks good." It's not just us speculating. This is somebody who has tore through that 30 minutes of gameplay, and they've dissected every last second of it, picking out every last detail of what's improved, I would say what needs improvement. But through this whole article, they don't say one bad thing, which I love.
Yeah,
I love.
Well, there's nothing bad to say about it, you know.
Exactly.
Law of Evolution says, "Yeah, I'd like to hear V.V.R bullet points of interest that you guys want to share." Thank you. Nice.
That's good. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So then it moves on to stuff like changes go beyond more than aesthetic tinkering.
Yeah.
So, like, you know, a lot of things have changed, obviously. You know.
Yeah, but it's not just the aesthetics, is it? They've actually changed or added so much more stuff to the game itself. And
yeah,
you know, like they say there, the entire opening of No Man's Sky is being once again reworked to make for a more accessible introduction to the game's sometimes opaque systems.
Yeah, which they need, because, like, if any, like, me and you and anybody else that's been playing the game for a long time wouldn't wouldn't bat an eyelid to knowing what to do, you know.
No,
We could start a new game, we know exactly go for iron, like, and make our chloride sheets, like, you know, gather up as much plutonium on the way.
Exactly.
And then find a iridium source if it's close by, if not scan for it, you know, things like that, like, you know.
Yeah.
And most people would be like, what? Like, you know, none of this is said, you know, because it's not, you know, unless you prioritize something, you know what I mean? It's just very all over the place. So if they did, like, you know, kind of like slice it down and make it a little bit more transparent,
Yeah.
it'd be good for first-time players, like.
Yeah, it would be, and you think you've got a whole new platform coming to it that haven't played the game.
Yeah.
So
well, 2 new platforms. Yeah.
Well, yeah, 2 new platforms. Like you say, they needed to add something to sort of point them in the right direction, give them that little helping hand.
Yeah.
To get them started.
And even us, because some people have been playing for thousands of hours, they haven't went back. You know what I mean? There's some people that have continued their saves and just, you know, aren't bothered going back. So it's probably all new to them, you know?
Yeah. Like, one of the things that stands out to me that they've said here is, you know, there's ample evidence to the sheer breadth of next additions, such as the introduction of a refinery, which enables creation of new resources out of those mined planets. So,
yep, I've got my intermediate process by the looks of it.
Yeah, what the fuck do they mean by refinery? Is that something that we're gonna have to build?
Yep, and something it was actually that thing in the background that you were talking about that you pointed to. I think that's actually a refinery.
Okay, so awesome.
So basically, I think what we'll have to do is from now on, we'll be getting the raw resources and refining them into something like a little bit easier to fucking, you know, to understand. Like I was saying, like, you know, like I love the game to death, but it makes no sense just grabbing a bit of carbon and sticking it into your multi-tool. You know what I mean? Yeah. What happens to it? You know? So yeah, like if they've done that, like such as the introduction of a refinery, brilliant, you know, new resources out of those mined from planets.
Oh yeah, by the sense of it, it's a case if you build a refinery, like you say, you go mining like you normally would. You go mining from the planet, but then you throw those things that you've mined into the refinery, it refines them down into maybe more things. So instead of just getting iron, you then put iron into the refinery, and you get maybe 2 different elements from it, or one that you can use to refuel your hazard do.
No, but it can be used in combination with something else to make shielding shards or something.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like.
Yeah, that's something that's really stood out to me, and something that's really I love the idea of. I'm so glad that they've implemented the game. Like.
Yeah. Like, right, and it says here as well, which is like right after that paragraph next is like the structural reworking gives faster access to some of his more interesting tools.
Yeah.
You not only get a ship on opening hour, but you get like access to the terraformer immediately, which is good.
Yeah, definitely. Because
you'd normally have to go around finding, like, you know, either the blueprint or a multi-tool that already contains it. You know what I mean? And like, you know, I rely on the terraform. I don't know anybody else that does, or like I haven't heard many people that do use it. I always build little caves and do that. It's better than fucking getting all by zinc, you know, and using it on my environment, you know.
Yeah, like you're saying, when you when the planet's got a harsh environment and you need somewhere to quickly hide and recharge at your hazard protection, it's the easiest way of doing it. You just pop a couple of holes into the ground, you jump in there, you let it recharge, you jump back out. And all it costs you is a bit of carbon.
Exactly.
Although that
and plus it lasts for ages. Like, you know, it does. Yeah. Like the amount you put into it may be massive, but it doesn't degrade like as quickly as the other weapons that you have on your multi-tool.
Yeah.
At least that's my feeling on it anyway. Notably, 2 freighters, the vast starships that essentially act as giant portable bases, are no longer the domain of super rich, but will arrive early on as a freebie.
And I love that. For the sheer fact, and I said this to you, Alpha, when we read up about the multiplayer missions on the freighter, and I was saying to you, does that mean that when you start the game, you're not going to be able to do these multiplayer missions until you've got a freighter? And obviously, they understood that.
Yeah,
they've changed that so that you do get freighter, whether it's going to be done through a mission, and then once you've done that mission, you get a freighter given to you, the very bog standard, you know, minimalistic freighter, but it's a freighter nonetheless, which I love.
It would be great, like, if they give you a fucking rust bucket that you just have to, like, you know, quickly, you know, like, fix and stuff.
Yeah.
It'd be me, Skycube. Skycube is with us in the chat.
Oh, is he?
How you doing? No, I don't think he's in the waiting room. Oh, he is in the waiting room. Wow. He's on point today.
Yes. Awesome. Yeah, pull him in if you want.
Cool.
Yeah,
Skycube.
hello.
How you doing?
I'm doing good.
That's good.
How are you guys?
We're good.
Yeah, not bad, man. I've just got back from a couple of days off.
Good.
And
How was it?
yeah, it was good, man. It was good, but goddamn, man, I've missed so much No Man's Sky news. Like, I've been out the loop so much. This is literally like, well, this and a couple of other articles, all I've actually read on like Next and what everybody's been saying. So yeah, it's awesome to finally be home and sit down and, you know, we can work through it all on stream after everything's happened. But yeah, like you were saying then about the freighter, maybe it's this rust bucket that we've got to fix up. So maybe,
Yeah.
one of the very first things that's going to happen is we're going to
Get a crash freighter and have to
yes,
repair it.
We're going to go over to a crash freighter and then have a little story mission, a little bit of log that comes up like it normally does, and that's going to activate a mission that we've then got to repair said freighter. That'd be awesome.
Is Wales currently out of aluminium?
What?
I said, is Wales currently out of aluminium? You know, tinfoil.
Oh right. Probably, yeah, probably. No. I've been putting on quite a few tinfoil hats.
Yeah, freighters have been redesigned so that customizable area now basically a large hangar waiting to be filled with rooms are front and center, giving a much sense of ownership and personalization.
That's awesome.
Definitely.
So you can basically just, you know, fucking that's the way I wanted it, because at the moment, like, you know, it just feels very, you get into it and it's very generic. Everybody knows you go up 2 flights of stairs.
Yeah.
You know, you get to the room where you've started building your farm or whatever the fuck you put in there, like, you know. I wonder, will the things like the deco things be useful though? Like, say for instance, I put one of those little weapon racks on the wall in the freighter.
Yeah.
I wonder, will that become useful? Like, can we use it?
What, like, can you store multi-tools in?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be...
Like, imagine instead of getting rid of your old multi-tool, it just goes back there as a decoration. So, like, you can hang it on the wall and say, yeah, that was my old one, like, you know. But not actually switch between multi-tools, because there's no real point. You have all these additions and additives and all that.
That'd be pretty cool, man.
Yeah. So kind of catalog what you had, like.
Yeah, so you build the initial weapons, like wall stand, but empty, and then every time you swap multi-tool, you then choose to put your old one onto the weapon stand. Like, they have a catalogue of all the different multi-tools you've gone through. That'd be a really cool feature.
Like limited the last 5 or something like that, like, you know, just so you can look at the aesthetics and look at them, like, you know,
look at the difference in them.
Yeah.
UK Gamer saying, but do you get it for free in survival mode?
Get what for free?
Yeah, the freighter.
Yeah, but we don't even know if there's going to be a survival mode once it drops. Well, yeah, there would be. I don't know.
Survival mode.
Yeah, they said it over multiple modes. Like, you have to be in the same mode basically to play with somebody else, you know.
Yeah, or you can join their mode as a guest. From what I've seen.
Yeah.
Which I'm still wondering, like, how the hell that's gonna work. Whether it is.
Basically, you go into their instance. You start off brand new. You don't bring any of your shit with you because you're not using your save or whatever, and you don't have a save.
I wonder whether as soon as, like, you leave that game, like, all of that data is then wiped.
No, I say it probably creates a temporary save, or it has, like, you know, it might have a save in that mode, but it has a different color or something like that, or say co-op, or like, you know.
Pretty cool.
So you'd probably be able to continue that, but only in a co-op setting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So next time you join another co-op, you'll bring your stuff with you that you've accumulated in that co-op game.
Yeah.
So that's maybe the way they're going to structure it, because that's easy. You know what I mean? Instead of them keeping an eye on how many IDs or if the IDs match from the last time or whatever, that'd be too hard to police. You know.
Then yeah, it goes on to talk about the freighters where you'll encounter the new frigate system.
Yeah.
Which they actually sort of describe as similar to Monster Hunter's Palico system, which I do understand because I play quite a bit of Monster Hunter World.
You're gonna have to describe that to me because I don't know what the hell Monster Hunter's Palico system means.
Basically, a Palico is like your little pet cat that you have in Monster Hunter.
Oh, okay.
And you can take it, like, it comes out on missions with you and like, you know, helps you fight and whatnot. But the Palico system is where you go into like your own little room and you can go and speak to your Palico, and you can send your Palico or your friend's Palicos out on little missions to like different areas, the different map areas within Monster Hunter, and then they go off, and over a set amount of time, I can't remember how long it is, but so much real time, they then come back and you can go onto there and they'll have brought you back like items, herbs, materials, things like that. By the sounds of it, the way that they've done it is that you can send off your frigates to different systems, and they will then go off onto the systems on their own. You can then wander off and do your own thing, and then when they come back to you, they'll have either reaped a crap load of rewards, or I don't know, maybe they'll have been damaged on the way, or maybe you'll lose them altogether if they end up getting destroyed.
Yeah. Like, it goes on to say then that frigates are sent on procedurally generated missions, which play out in real time.
So yeah, I'm not sure what the hell, like...
Well, basically, like, you know, you go to your freighter or whatever, go to your mission board, like, you know, you can either do it yourself, and, like, you know, obviously you'll do it in quicker time, like, you know, or not, or whatever. You can send off your, like, 50 fleet frigate, you know, party to go and do that mission for you, you know. Play out in real time. So basically you could do that. You can sort of say, oh, well, I need to start a farm, you know. I'm going to go off and start my farm while they do that, like, you know.
I wonder if you're going to pick the mission, or whether it's a case of you just pick a system and then the game procedurally generates a mission for that frigate to do. Oh
no, it probably generates it in the mission board or whatever, like, you know, from your command ship, you know. You go to the whatever, you go, right, this mission looks lucrative, you know. And maybe it's actually wall behind, like, you know, maybe you have to get a standing, or maybe you have to, like, upgrade whatever before you can actually do it. Like, you know, this is for a tier 1 fleet, this is for a tier 2 fleet, you know. Because obviously they'll have to be trained in certain things probably to get there. You know what I mean?
Cool for it to actually sort of have like a, not necessarily a skill tree, but sort of something along those lines. So maybe there's a variety of different frigates that you can get, and one frigate would be better at fighting, whereas another one would be better at exploring, and better at trading. So like you can send off a trading frigate to do a trading mission, and it goes somewhere, it buys a load of resources from one system and goes to another system, sells it, and then comes back and it'll have earned you a load of units. And like a fighter one, it'll go out and it'll go fighting, you know, whatever, pirates or whatnot, and then it'll come back with whatever loot it's found from that, and that sort of thing.
Like there's a lot of ways to do that, like, you know, and you reap rewards and stuff like that. So let's hope that it's more reward based than unit based, because at the moment there's still, like, in all the things that they've told us, there's still not much to spend your units on.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
What we know, yeah.
Because they just introduced an entirely new, you know, monetary system as well. You know.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they've added in that second currency, hasn't it? I don't know what it's called.
It's called Quicksilver.
Quicksilver, right? Yeah. And it's going to be doing the live events, I believe, is how you're going to reap the rewards of or
Yeah,
get
you'll
the,
earn it in the
Quicksilver
live
item,
events. Yeah,
which I
and then
love.
you'll be able to. Yeah, and you'll be able to spend it in game as well. It'll be completely free.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You won't have to get like fucking shark cards or anything like that. Like, you know,
Yeah, which
it won't
is
be a
good.
real life store. It'll be a store, a reward store, basically
Yeah.
inside the game. You know,
Which
and that's
is
good.
It is,
Yeah.
because I didn't want microtransactions to come to No Man's Sky. I didn't want
It
it
wouldn't.
to
If they said it
into
was
that.
free, it's free. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
So I've got UK gamers saying, but the difference with this is your frigates will actually physically go out and do the missions, which yes, I believe, I can't remember if it's here. Yes, it is. Frigates
50 in a fleet. Yeah.
generated missions which play out in real time and can be followed across the galaxy, or simply left to complete their mission, reaping the rewards of a successful adventure. But the sounds of that, it's a case of you can send your frigate out and you can actually follow your frigate, or you can click like a frigate and you'll see what your frigate's up to and what mission it's doing and how it's getting on with the mission. Like, that would be a really cool thing to just sit there and sort of watch, like, I think. Watching it play out the mission and seeing what it's doing.
Yeah. And this is the next interesting thing. Like, you know, new procedurally generated multiplayer quest system. You'll be able to form wings and set out across the galaxy, working together to complete the likes of dogfighting missions and more. And it's impressive how well integrated it is, and it feels like a natural extension of the experience rather than something awkwardly bolting onto existing core.
Yeah, I'm so glad that they say it like that. Like, it's why I love this article. Like,
It is very flattering. It's
is.
something that they need, you know,
Yeah.
and
it speaks well for Hello Games and Sean Murray with the way that they've implemented Next into it. Like they say there, they haven't just thrown in all this stuff to add more content. They've actually made it feel like a part of the game to begin with. Like, you don't notice that it's something that they've just added. It's like they say it perfectly, a natural extension of the experience. Like, those words, they're keywords, man, and it does justice for the game.
really does, yeah.
Sneaker, you haven't got to worry about leaks here. I am not watching leaks. I'm staying away from that. I've been scared to go on YouTube, Facebook, and the Amino apps, because I went on there earlier and the first thing that popped up was a goddamn video saying No Man's Sky leak, 10 minutes of gameplay. So I quickly came off it. So no, you haven't got to worry, man. We're not going to be watching leaks here.
We're not doing that, and we're not giving you any information about leaks neither.
No.
That's staying to the individual person. You know, we can't decide that for you, and we're not about to ruin your experience by talking about it. Okay? Yeah. So resource gathering doesn't feel a chore anymore. That's what they said.
This is cool. Something sorry, carry on.
With more people in a party, obviously, and you know, for building projects, you know, and exploring the galaxy with friends, it makes it much less a lonely place. But you know, if you don't want to do that, that's fair enough. Like, if you still want the core game to be a lonely experience, you can still have that option also. Which
I love.
Yeah, 'cause single player is not going anywhere, guys. And
that's it, man.
yeah, so if you want to do the next thing, like, you know, actually no, just easily dropping resources straight into friends' inventory, so we can obviously trade between each other. That was another one.
I did see somewhere about how you actually do that. I'm not sure if it's on here where it explains it, and I'm not sure if what I've read is true. But apparently it's as simple as going into your inventory in the same way that you can swap items from your inventory to your ship. If you're in a party, it will then
you can send it to them.
Yeah, it brings up the other parties or other members of your party. It brings up their inventory, and you can choose to drop it into there, which is awesome. That is the most simplistic but effective way of trading I've ever known. You don't have to run up to the player to trade. I imagine there will be a range limit, the same with
just
your
like
ship.
your ship and all that.
But it's as simple as your mate struggling to get iron and he needs iron for something. You can whap open your inventory, click on it, click trade iron to your friend, and done. Bob's your uncle, fan as you aren't. Simple as, man. And I love that. Simple yet effective.
Indeed.
You are very quiet, Sky Cube. If there's anything you'd like to say,
no,
speak up.
Just I'm focusing on I'm trying to fix my GTA thing. You guys can keep talking. I'm just trying to focus a bit.
No problem, dude. We just don't want to leaving you out. Dude.
Just speak up if there is anything you'd like to say. Feel free, man. Okay, so where are we? London has received a major overhaul. Great focus on construction using more elaborate, more distinct rooms and layout. Especially taken with the way room pieces now automatically carve out the landscape and build cozy planetary bases underground straight into rock. I love it. Really love how they've made it so it actually carves out landscape. If you want to build into it, you can easily build into it. You don't have to go around with a terrain manipulator building it out yourself. You can just build that part and it builds it into the rock. Makes me feel like I'm going to be able to create a goddamn bat cave, man. And it's going to be done easily. Like, I love the idea. It's blown me out of the water, the scope and everything that they've done with this. It really has.
Well, they had a year and they used it well.
They
And
did.
all I can say is a year with such a small team, even still,
Yeah.
any other fucking team, like with a higher number, would probably take double that amount of time and not deliver half as much, you know?
Yeah.
So what are they getting paid for? Like, this team has just shown every other fucking team in the world, like, you know, how much they've been slacking, you know what I mean?
Precisely.
When it comes to gaming, like, you know?
Obviously.
So yeah, the restrictions are lifted. In terms of size and placement, you can now build anywhere.
I would take
much better
that with a
scope.
pinch of salt. Now,
What do you mean?
the restrictions have been lifted on placement, we know that, but when it comes to terms of base size, there is still a limit to base size. It is 20.
No, it's been increased. Yeah,
Yeah,
all.
exactly. It's been increased. It's not been lifted. It's not like you can build as much as you want. It's just been increased 10 times, if I believe. It's gone from 2,000 complexity to 20,000, right?
No, there's 20,000 new building pieces.
Oh, is it 20,000 new building pieces? Yeah, but either way, they've made it bigger and...
or maybe I got it wrong. Maybe I did get it wrong completely. If anybody else knows different, do let me know.
Yeah.
You have 20,000 Oh, okay. Remus does say you have 20,000 complexity. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, I don't know how much exactly building piece wise. 100 new building pieces. Okay. All right. Cool. Thanks very much, Remus. Yeah, I was wrong. Sorry, dude.
No, it's alright, man.
Go ahead there.
Sneaker says, I wonder, is the limit the max amount on a planet or in an area? I imagine the limit will be limited to your base because they've said you can have multiple bases. So I imagine you have your one base, you can build that to the max limit, and then if you've got another base on another planet, you can then build that to the max limit. I don't think it will be spread across your bases, otherwise it kind of takes away the whole point of multiple bases, to me anyway.
Yeah.
Just for instance, say you have a planet that you want to build a huge farm on. You're obviously going to build as much of the plants and whatnot that you can until the complexity allows for no more. So that would
all I can see is very big fucking farms in our future.
Oh, yes. Oh,
you know,
yes,
I mean,
man,
these will
definitely.
dwarf the biggest farms that we currently have,
Yeah.
and that people are proud of.
Well, 10 times the amount. So you think you've got people who've built bases now, and they've built them to a very, very big size from what I've seen. Times that by 10.
Yeah.
Shit. You're going to be owning a fuck ton of units, man. Like, nobody will be worried about units.
Yeah, but what do we spend it on? You know what I mean?
There's going to be something. There's going to be something. There has to
Well,
be.
yeah. Well,
There has
look,
to.
look, think about it logically, okay? They've increased the size of blah blah blah, and why would they increase the size if there's no need for it? I'm telling you, we're gonna have to actually pay for things such as like, you know, the frigates. We're probably gonna have to upgrade our ships so that we can actually afford to rent out these frigates or whatever. Because obviously each frigate, even though there's 50, that's 50 people as well. We're gonna have to hire people to fly those frigates.
Maybe,
It's not as simple as us just getting a frigate, like, you know. I don't believe that that's what it is.
No,
you know?
actually see you're talking about it the same way I was saying about Black Flag, Assassin's Creed Black Flag.
Yeah.
Because in that, I'm sure you can like get all your different ships. I sort of told you about that, didn't I? In Black Flag, you can have your.
Oh yeah,
fleet
well
of
I
ships.
play it as well, but it's just been a long time since I put it back up. But I do remember having to do stuff like that, and you capture a ship, and you can either send it to your fleet, or you could break it down for parts or something like that, couldn't you?
But you also go and you search for captains to run your ship, and each
Oh,
of them will
really?
have
Yeah.
different levels, different skills, and they'll be better at doing certain things. So maybe it is the same way, like you say, you'll have to go and actually hire these.
Yeah.
These
Well, we already hire workers when you think about it now.
yeah,
you know,
do. Yeah.
it's just they turn around and say, "Oh yes, it's been like, you know, your children have hired me, like, you know, it's
Yeah.
all above board, like, you know." It's kind of like, yeah, well, whatever, you fucking weirdo.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't given you any money yet, have I?
So,
You
yeah,
time lapse fool, you know.
Maybe they have changed that, and maybe they've made it so when you hire
Yeah.
a farmer to your base, you actually have to pay for your farmer.
Oh yeah, I'd welcome
Jobs.
that because there's fucking nothing to spend units on.
No, there
Like,
isn't,
I'm
no.
not being a dick about it. There really isn't. Like, you know, I'm comfortable at the moment having about 70 million. I've got a freighter. I've got 3 ships.
Well, you think about it, the one thing that people were gaining units for was to buy a freighter. But with this now, they've made it so you get a freighter from the get-go. Like, you get a free freighter to start off with, so you haven't got to worry about quickly getting those units to get that freighter. You can easily build up a slow supply of units, and you haven't got to worry about squandering it on a freighter because you really want
there's
one.
going to be a grind somewhere though.
Yeah, there will
Just
be.
because they've given you a freighter doesn't negate that. They're like, there's going to be something to spend our money on. Like, currently we do have to like grind a little bit to get a freighter, or you could just do what I did, not really care and just get it at last minute. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, since I have gotten it, I've just, you know, there's no point. You know, there's no point to the money at all. You know.
The one thing that interests me about what they say there about the bases is when they say that you can have multiple bases, meaning that it's no longer necessary to undo all your previous work if you find an appealing new planet on your travels and establish your home. Now, does that mean that we're actually going to be able to own multiple bases in different systems?
I don't know. Like, I don't know if we're going to get 20,000 complexity spread over, like, or like, you know, to individual bases, or if it's going to be actually spread over a lot of them.
Yeah, what I mean is if I build, so for instance, you've got System 1, System 2. If I build or claim a base in System 1, can I then go to System 2 and claim another base there? So I have 2 bases, but in different systems.
I don't know. Nobody.
Because that's the way that they've said it there.
Yeah.
But I can't imagine in 30 minutes that they have managed to do that.
Go
but
to a different system.
I don't know. Like, you don't know what they've done. And for them to say that, it kind of hints to me that you can, which I would love, because I would love to have a base, and then if I, like they've said there, if you are going on your travels and you find another planet that you think is amazing, you haven't got to worry about destroying your other base. You can just build another one there.
Yeah. Let me see. You spend it on new frigates. Yeah, and he said that would make sense. Yeah, that's what we're saying. Tony says we need a bar at space station so we can spend units, and then he sends a couple of beers over our way. let's hope that we'll have somebody to run that also. And then Remus says the stations in next look awesome. Remus,
no leaks.
No leaks, man. Please,
Yeah,
for the love of God. We're after saying at the start that we don't want to spoil anything for anybody else, and that includes anybody in chat. Okay, just keep it on the download, keep a lid on it. There's only 3 days left.
No spoilers, and I want it kept that way. I don't want to see any myself.
Please now, you know, like do the right thing, man. You know. Yeah. What's next? Or are you reading?
Even a relatively broad. That's it. Quality of life features, big multiplayer. Oh, okay. No, this is. Is this the bit where it's coming up to something? Bit. Shifted. Focus away from the sometimes fiddly survival. Gathering loops at part of summer. Is it that we've seen that? I saw somewhere that you know, at the moment when like you want to repair your ship, you have to go and get all of your materials and then repair it. I saw somewhere where, say, you need 100 zinc and 100 iridium to fix your launch pad or launch thrusters.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're going to say. That you can actually put it in, like no longer you have to get all of them.
Yeah. And you can add it to it bit by bit, which I love because it frees up your inventory space.
Yeah, and the source on that was the 28 things that have changed. The video. 28 changes coming to No Man's Sky.
Okay, I haven't watched that though. Where the hell have I seen that?
I don't know. Maybe somebody wrote about it after
Yeah,
that,
they
or maybe.
might have done.
Remus, no, don't worry about it, man. I'm not attacking you. I'm not saying anything bad. I'm just saying, you know, it was just dangerously close to leaks, you know.
Okay, so I've got UK Gamer saying, but there were talks of what if a player builds next to a base, connecting them, and then making one huge complex. You asked me that is possible, and they showed that in the trailer, in that one scene where they've got the base in the mountain, and you can see the Gex stood far away, and then you've got your character stood right at the front, but then you can see a hologram of somebody about to build something, and adding it onto the base. And that is not that's not your player, because it's too far of a distance, and the player isn't even looking at where the hologram is. So I reckon that's another player building and adding onto the base. So I reckon that you are going to be able to join up and all be able to build one huge. So for instance, you've got 4 people you can have into a squad. If you've got 4 of you in a squad, each of you have got 20,000 building complexity, that means you're going to have up to 80,000 building complexity if you all work together to build this one structure. And you could probably build a fuck of a structure with that amount of complexity. Easily.
Remus says, oh yes, I don't have to have all the resources to start something. Exactly, it's very convenient, man. It really is. It's a boost to, like, you know, some things that people find mundane, and like, I mean, it's not a huge change, but it'll have a huge impact on everybody, like, you know.
Nika's saying, I think we will be able to build as many bases we want anywhere in the galaxy, and the complexity limit is just for each base. Isn't the reason the limit is there is for rendering and lag? It won't be a problem if you aren't near the base. Yeah, precisely.
Yeah, that seems plausible, but yet we don't know yet. You know, it's not about complexity or anything else. Maybe they're trying to limit so that, like, you know, you can't just waltz in and start building a base on a planet, or like right beside somebody else's that's not in your group. You know. Yeah, maybe. Or something like that. Maybe there is some mechanics there to stop something like that, but we'll have to see when it comes out, because nobody really knows. It is mostly speculation. And with even the people who've got the leaked copy now, the servers aren't up and running, they're not going to be able to play multiplayer, as far as I know anyway. I'd imagine that's how it's working for them at the moment. Yeah. So they're not going to be able to explore that aspect of it. They're not going to be able to see what happens if you try to build a base next to somebody else who isn't in your squad. Yeah. Terrence, yes, you can watch the 28 changes video without worrying about spoilers, because it's actually No Man's Sky footage now playing in the background while they just basically talk over it and explain the changes that are coming. You're fine. Cube, did you want to say something?
Got nothing on my mind now.
All right, well, you just coughed. I just thought you were trying to get somebody's attention there.
No.
You know?
UK Gamer, I'm no genius and I don't know this kind of stuff, but the only way they could possibly store the data is if they store it all as math code, which apparently is a thing. Yeah, I'm sure that's the way the procedural engine works, isn't it? It's all math. The way it's all built and the game generates everything is done through math equations, through math. And I'm sure in one of Shawmura's interviews he actually says that's how all the data is stored. It's stored. What was it he said now? When you go to a planet, the way that you see that planet, if you're the first one to discover it, it does all the math equations to build that planet, and then even if you was to leave that planet and somebody else was to come to it, it then, instead of creating new math equations, it has those math equations saved, and it then just rebuilds it the same way that when you originally discovered it. So I imagine the way that they would save all the bases and all that data would be done through math. It's the only way of doing it.
Yeah, because they've been doing it all along. When you think about it, it has been multiplayer all along.
Yeah.
You come to somebody else's planet, it's already been generated by them landing there, you know, by them going into that system, etc.
The only things that would be different is the animals wouldn't see. That's now, though, that I'm talking about. That, like, I would see animals that you wouldn't see. Or, if we was both there at the same time.
No, right now we actually see the same animals, dude. I went to many planets that the animals have been discovered. And
Oh
there's
no,
only
I
a
don't
couple
mean
left.
that. I mean like at the moment we aren't in the same instance, are we? We're on the same planet, the same types of animals are
okay.
there, but
Yeah,
we wouldn't
yeah.
see. If I saw an animal walk past me, you wouldn't see that.
Yeah, pretty much, because we're not in the same instance. Yeah.
yeah.
And if it's nighttime, it'll be daytime for me or whatever. Yeah. It's not synchronous. In other words, yeah.
Chris B also says it was in one of the articles. It's probably where I've read it because I've read through quite a few of the articles, so I've probably saw it there.
Yeah. So where are we on this article?
Because
we need to start wrapping this one up and go to the next one.
Although it's hard to sell the games waiting, we've talked about that. Hello Games has one last surprise in the form of its post-launch plans for next. With 3 massive updates under its belt, the team is keen to adapt a schedule of small, regular updates to ensure a consistent run of new. To that end, it's implementing something akin to a live events program in which players can work to achieve certain community goals in order to earn a second currency that can be spent in a new in-game reward shop. This currency, and Hello is keen to stress that this is all free, and that there will be no microtransactions, so that is no microtransactions. Can be used to purchase the likes of emotes, customization parts, and eventually unique ships and vehicles. Now, vehicles, does that mean new exocrafts? Or does that just mean skins for exocraft?
We already saw on the trailer, okay, that the exocrafts were colored different.
Yeah.
So that's already confirmed there in a sense, you know. Yeah. Maybe you have to buy the colors or the paint or whatever. Maybe you can buy like different different parts to go onto it. I don't know. I'm not sure. Maybe they're releasing things. Maybe it is going to be a part of that live thing.
Maybe
where they will release in-game content as well, like small like patches in, like you can have this on your exocraft, like maybe like as you said, skins. Maybe they will do designs eventually.
Well, maybe you buy color palettes.
Yeah.
So in Warframe, you can do that. You can, if you get a platinum, which is another version of the in-game currency, and you can use your platinum to buy different color palettes, and then you get a different range of colors to then customize the look of your Warframe. So maybe it'll be similar to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the last thing is the one.
Sorry. Yeah.
None of us know. Then the website, which we'll go over to now right after this. There's no point in. It's basically the new thing, Galactic Atlas, that's been basically put out there for people's discoveries. Community provided points of interest, whether it be screenshots, stories, poems, anything. So it's going to be ever expanding. Here it is on my screen now. This is the actual website.
I will get it up now.
You can click on any of these little things.
Let me just point out, UK Gamer, if you're still here, and I will show everybody UK Gamers Discovery, because I love this, because anyone who didn't know, UK Gamer is my brother, and this is his...
You want to ask him first if he wants to show his portal address.
Oh yeah, he's been freaking putting it everywhere.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
He wouldn't care.
Oh, Jesus. He's like, come get me, guys.
He's got no say in the matter. Yeah, so this is his. This was his uploaded planet that he sent to Hello Games when they asked people to send in all of the what was it now? The portal address and the screenshots of the planet, and then the little story. So there's his coordinates, and there's his first screenshot, and then you can go onto the gallery and you can look through them. And I love the way they've done this. This really brings the community together because you can truly see the different experiences that people have gone through. And, their favourite points of interest, their favourite planets, their favourite screenshots, and it's a way of doing it related to the game and in-game. There you can see his base, his own little farm he's got set up with his exotic ship there. And then there is the monument that me and my brother created of our first meeting when we joined the game. And then underneath it's got a Pre-Next Discovery Hall of Fame, discovered by Hickman84. Most planetary discoveries logged by Hickman84. Then description and history, and this is a little story or like little description he sent in the Hello Games. A beautiful planet, huge oceans, beautiful trees, and an interesting wildlife is where I set up my farm. But more importantly, the planet me and my brother finally met up on, creating a monument on a cliff overlooking my base. A fantastic memory for me, and one I will never forget. Amazing that they've created this. Truly is.
And all the hubs. So that's if you like basically zoom all the way in, and you have all these little points of interest that people have dotted around, which is going to be updated constantly as well, because it looks like going forward we'll probably have input into that. They're going to be expanding this site, because on the left hand side you say things are coming, like, you know, coming soon. And yeah, it just stands to reason that we might be able to do this like quickly, you know, find our own location here. We have our little portal glyphs.
Well, at the moment, like if you want to find someone's farm, or if I wanted to find a farm to go make money, I would go either onto the Amino app or the is it the No Man's Sky repository? I can't forget the name of it. But it's basically a place where people can upload their farms with a portal address, what platform they're on. They've took away, we don't need that now. They have created something that is interactive with the game, that has all the information you need, whether it's just a beautiful planet, a beautiful point of interest, something cool creatures, your own farms, your own bases. Yeah. And they've created it in such a spectacular way, it takes my breath away, this does. I love it. And
sure, like, you know, the meaning of the word atlas. What is an atlas? It's something that you stare at. It's like, you know, it's like the world, a map of the world, you know. So galactic atlas, it's like a galactic map of everything around there. So we'll have our hubs, we'll have everything else, we'll have our sub hubs, we'll have, you know.
Yeah.
And this is just one galaxy, guys. So
yeah, exactly. This is
probably
go on.
This is probably just because Euclid is where we all start off. So they're probably going to leave the rest to be like fringe galaxies, like that everybody else can go away from. Yeah.
That other people can go discover and upload their discoveries, and it gives everybody that chance to, you know, discover something and have their icon, have their base or farm or whatever in a galaxy. And like, imagine being in the 250th galaxy, no other person's been there, and somebody goes there for the first time and they look on this map and they see your base there, your farm there, and it's only yours there. That'd be an amazing feeling to know that you've put a dot in history. No Man's Sky, like, it'd be. I love it. Like, honestly, man, this blows my mind. It really does.
So Remus says sub-hubs. Yes, I said it. I coined the term. Why not? You know, like what else can you call it? You got your hubs, then you can like zoom in. You got everybody else's like little discoveries.
Yeah.
Which are, you know, it doesn't even say if it's a hub. You know.
Terence has turned around and he said it looks like PS4 players will have to pay for the online experience. Is that true?
No.
Yeah. Yes.
We don't know.
Yeah,
all it says on PS4 is that there's a live event happening between when the update goes live and when, like, you know, I think it's 7th of August, which is what,
a week,
2 weeks. Well, a week from the update. I think
the update.
No, 24. 2 weeks. 2 weeks from the update. Yeah. So all it says is that it requires online services for that, whatever that may be. Maybe it requires it for the events.
Yeah. Well, that's what UK Gamers just said. He thinks it's just for the community events, but I find that I hate that. I don't like that. Why let people have this amazing game where they've just added multiplayer and then friggin' turn around and say, oh, by the way, to actually do the community events with your friends, you're going to have to pay for PSN Plus. Why? Why do that, man?
Talk to Sony. I don't know. Yeah. Have we got any Xbox players in here? Can you actually confirm that there's anything of that sort on your end? Or will you know for another 3 days? Who knows? You know what I mean? That'd be appreciated if there's anybody actually watching or listening now or whatever. You know, to get your dashboards up and have a gook, you know, have a gawk.
UK Gamer, if you've got a
going on.
chance to do that, I'd really appreciate that. I know you've got it on Xbox. It would be cool to see on there whether it has got any sort of similar feature to.
And that's the only way we're going to be able to know if we, you know, compare both.
That's the thing that's weird, because with Xbox, whenever I try to play a game that is remotely online, it doesn't matter whether it's how No Man's Sky is now or fully multiplayer, you still need Xbox Live for it, and that's the way it's always been.
Yeah,
so I don't get why with PlayStation, you know, No Man's Sky at the moment is multiplayer, you're still playing it online with your friends, so why all of a sudden add this frigging annoying thing of
because maybe events don't take place in this universe. Maybe it's not on their server. Maybe it's on PlayStation server.
Yeah, that's literally what UK Gamers just said as well.
Yeah, maybe like it's real time, you know, like
yeah, possible. I don't know. It annoys me.
That's the only reason they're getting away with this for so long. You know, when you think about it, they use their own servers. They're not using PlayStation, so PlayStation doesn't have a leg to stand on. You know, I say it'd probably be the same when it comes to Xbox. Like, you know, play the game and you're playing it in the shared universe online on Hello Games server, and then when it comes to live events, you'll have to pay for it because you'll be using their Xbox's servers.
Yeah, anybody who hasn't checked this app out, go check it out, man. Or not app, website. It works on your phone. I was on my phone before I got home. So yeah, definitely go check it out. Clarence is saying, could the events be instant? Most likely. Well, the way that me and you was discussing on how we reckon it'll work is it's going to be using this map. So when a live event goes live, what is it you said?
Said a grey diamond or a green or a red diamond will appear, like, you know, and basically you click onto that and it'll give you, you know, coordinates, you know, maybe like excuse me, maybe a distress log or something like that.
It'll give you the description of what the community event is. So like where now it's got description and history, and this person's just said, oh, it's Old Mac Reaper as well.
Old Mac Reaper, how are you doing, man?
No, not in chat. It's
oh,
I'm looking at one of his discoveries.
What are you talking about? Jesus.
Of a really cool creature.
Oh.
But yeah, where it's got description and history, maybe with the event, it'll have there, so-and-so happened. The community needs to come together to collect so-and-so resources to be able to reconstruct this destroyed space station or something like that. That's just like a random thing that's coming to my mind. And then you've got the description, you've got the address, and then you've got the time that it starts, and you can jump there, and that'd be a really cool way of doing it, and really good use of this map, I reckon. Yeah, I mean, is there anything else you would like to touch on with this?
No, that pretty much covers it. It's pretty vague right now at the moment because nothing's happening. All I need to know is I need to get working on my fucking logo and stuff, you know. We are going to be making hubs.
UK Gamer said, can't find anything on Xbox other than the box art apparently saying gold is not required. And Xbox Gold is the one you pay for. Xbox Silver is the free online services. So by the looks of it, Xbox are also saying that, you're not going to have gold. I will check this. I'll check this myself when I'm off stream.
But I think the main distinction that we're going to have to take away from this is live events are not included on the disc. Therefore, they do not have to put it there on the box.
Yeah, but that's what UK Gamer's saying at the moment. There's nothing else on the dashboard that's actually indicating the live events or anything like that. Yeah,
because it hasn't went live yet when you think about it. The only reason PS4 is getting it on the dashboard early is because we all own the game.
The one indication that we might be able to take away from the live event thing on the PlayStation at the moment is the time. It says the 24th at 4.
Yeah, which means that obviously it's going to be released before then or at 4. So
yeah.
We have a time
the next update.
confirmed.
UK came in for, oh, not trustworthy, am I? No, you bloody well are not. I have to check for myself.
Well,
No.
you're trustworthy, but like, you know, there's a lot of different things that we could take from that. Like, even if it does say on the back of the box that it doesn't require Xbox Gold, it also says on the back of the box on No Man's Sky that it doesn't require these things neither. And we've been meeting up as orbs for the last God knows how long since that was released, and we haven't needed to buy it. So you know.
Yeah. Do you want to jump over to the next thing that we've got up?
What's that now?
I know I'm messing about. Yeah.
Who's messing about?
You get, you know. The Sean Murray interview, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I believe, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So...
How are we taking this?
I don't know. I've not read this.
Will we take it paragraph at a time?
Yeah, can do. If you want to do like the first section, and then I'll do the next one, so on and so on.
Okay. So this is like, you know, obviously, as it says, the big Sean Murray interview. And actually, you know, just something funny to allude to here after reading that title. He actually retweeted that saying, who is the big Sean Murray and should I be scared of him?
I did see that. I wondered what the hell that was about, man.
That's what he was talking about here.
Right, okay.
Okay, what a trip it's been. Back in 2013, when a little team that was working out of a busted up old studio they shared with a taxi rank on a small street in Guildford revealed its follow-up to a series of cute cartoon racing games. It was one of those moments. No Man's Sky captured the world's attention like few other games have before it. And for 3 years, No Man's Sky was given the world stage, making headline appearances at E3 conferences and with creator Sean Murray guesting on a big-name US talk shows. I thought Morgan Freeman was God, quipped Stephen Colbert as Murray appeared on The Late Show and showed off his procedurally generated universe. You're actually the second God I've had on the show.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And then after years of hype, No Man's Sky launched. Some people loved it, us included. We fell a little in love with this flawed but fascinating sci-fi opus. And some people didn't. And some of those people got angry with all of us now. The weeks following No Man's Sky launch were a hotbed of controversy and upset with claims of broken promises, mostly pinned around the suggestion of multiplayer in the run-up to launch and disappointment that this wasn't the game that some people had in them. Things got nasty and Hello Games retreated into a silence from which they've only just emerged.
And in that time, they worked hard on adding to No Man's Sky, building on those early foundations in league with a dedicated community that has helped Hello Games take its game to some remarkable new places. Big updates followed, the last of which, Atlas Rises, saw some 1 million people playing on the day of its launch. And then Hello Games went quiet again, working for a year on the most significant update yet, introducing true multiplayer and a whole host of new features that we've run through elsewhere on this site. The reaction has been staggering. Murray uploaded a clip of the game's Discord watching the latest trailer. Fans swearily losing their minds at the sheer spectacle of it all. It was like the VGX trailer all over again.
I have listened to that Discord clip as well, and when he says swearly losing their minds, he ain't joking there, man.
I know, yeah.
I'm sure it's just all consisted of the word fuck now.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, except this is a different Hello Games now. They're in different offices, for one in a much less desolate spot in Guildford, with all the trappings of No Man's Sky sales success evident in the upmarket furnishings, and talk in slightly more muted tones in first interactions with the press in 2 years. I spoke to Murray as affable, friendly and upbeat as he was last time I spoke to him in the run-up to the game's release about the journey.
Multiplayer is a big part of this new update, and it was one of the things that hung over the game around launch. What happened there? People had the impression that multiplayer was going to be in there. Did you lie about it? How did that come about?
And take it this is Sean Murray actually replying to that.
Yeah.
We talked about things during development for 4 years. We talked about the game way earlier than we should have talked about the game. When we were first talking about it, in the real early days, we were talking about it. You can see in those early interviews his aspiration moved through development. Certain things became reality. Classic things. This from any developer. That if you're showing things off in a video, it's because they exist. Don't just put that work. We're certainly not organised enough to do that. You're making things, researching things, big, innovative game team.
And we would go way down some routes sometimes, and they wouldn't turn out to be as good a good idea. Other things we were fighting to get into the game until the last breath. Basically, multiplayer was one of those things. To be super clear, multiplayer at the time was the way we had talked about it. It was something that had happened to people super infrequently. In playtesting, it was of almost no value to the player. It was just a cool thing, a cool moment that some people would have. And we talked about it with the press. There's this cool thing that would maybe make a story sometime, but it's a big complicated thing for that payoff. We were fighting for it until pretty much the final hours of the game.
So I've just scrolled down, and this is a gigantic interview.
Well, it's not called small.
Well, yeah.
The small Murray interview, you know.
But I'm just wondering, is it worth actually reading through all of this? Or,
I don't know. I think
taking certain points from it.
Yeah, no, I think we could, like, what we could do is get this article, copy paste, and throw it into the chat, the respective chats, and people can go have a read of that themselves, and we could like pick out like things that we find significant about it, that allude to what happened before, you know, and like kind of like summarize it, because there's no point in running through. As you said, we'll be here for days. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like
I'd rather not bore you guys.
Yeah, pretty much.
But, I mean,
I'm just going to quickly...
No, go on.
I need to quickly run to the toilet, but you can just say what you need to say before I go.
No, I was just going to say, we can like look at the questions that was asked to Sean Murray, and then just sort of briefly go through like what he said about the questions.
Yeah, and give our opinion about what he said, like, you know, because I think Sean has actually grown in the past 2 years as well, like. He seems to be a lot more confident than what they're doing over there. So yeah. Back in a sec. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the first question that they've asked there is everybody expecting that multiplayer be in the game, but it wasn't, and whether he did lie about it. And I don't think he did. I can remember in plenty of interviews that he'd done, he said himself that multiplayer was never his idea for the game. He didn't want people to only think about multiplayer and only think that that's what the game's about, because it isn't. And I still believe that now, even with the way that they've implemented multiplayer into it. You're still going to have those people go out there, still going to have those people chill on their own, play it single player. I will be doing that at times, but I love the idea of meeting up.
I just love the idea of running into people randomly.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome, and actually seeing, not just seeing a glowing orb, actually seeing this character, actually seeing his avatar like running around with a gun, swapping their guns out, and all that stuff. It's gonna be awesome, really is.
Yeah, I just can't wait to run into someone and just do thumbs up and be like, "Hey."
Yeah, exactly. I can't wait to see what some of the emotes are that they've added in.
I've seen like 4 or 5 of them.
Have you been watching spoilers as well, have you?
He has, and why you mentioned spoilers?
I was talking about emotes, just saying, I can't wait to see what sort of emotes they've got in the game. And he just said,
you have to pretend that you don't know anything, SkyCube. That's how it works.
I don't know anything.
You already failed, okay? It's okay, SkyCube. We can delete it from internet's memory, we hope.
Yeah, I mean, the next question, did that early reaction take you by surprise? It was so, well, I can't say that.
Vitrolic.
Vitrolic.
As in
Did you see
vitriol.
it coming?
Yeah.
What reaction are they talking about? They're talking about the original launch, when they first properly started.
Yeah, with the death threats and everything else.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
I don't really know what to say about that, because in my opinion, that's pathetic.
Oh, thank God.
Um,
I need GTA mods to work.
what's pathetic?
The fact that people were sending death threats to Sean Murray.
Oh yeah, but okay, we have to separate ourselves. We're hosts, okay? We have to see what Sean Murray thought about it. and then get our opinion on what we think Sean Murray was going through, you know? Because we know all this, like, you know.
Very true.
It wasn't me. I didn't commit the crime.
We don't believe you, SkyCube.
I didn't. I didn't beat up that guy. I swear.
Okay, while we sit on that for a minute, I'll just read out what Tony just said. Actually, no. Hidden Dragon says, "Sup, guys? Hey, Hidden.
What's
How you
up,
doing?"
Hidden Man? Awesome to have you here.
Tony says, "There's already people making groups to just go around to attack other players." Tony, we expected that.
Yeah.
And they're going to be severely outmatched, and like the way multiplayer seems to be set up is not going to go kind on them. Don't worry.
Definitely not, man. You ain't got nothing to worry about.
We all have your back, you know. If we've got like a fucking map now, like, you know, that's like going to be like a big description of a hub, and we're all going to be there, and we're all going to have each other's back. Like, you know, if the people do come in and just make fucking groups and like jump in and stuff like that just to hate and say no man's lie and shit like that,
Yeah, let them do it. I welcome them.
yeah, we'll give them no man's land.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll give them no man's life. I'll tell you that now. They won't be able to play the game.
They won't have no life.
Well, they already don't. But...
Oh.
Okay, so like basically Sean Murray's reply to that was they were proud of what of the people had, like, of the team had done, like, you know, people were actually proud of that and all that stuff, and that was the good side of it, you know, that like everybody was praising this, that, and the other, but then like obviously, you know, they got polarized, like, so basically one end of the spectrum to the other, like, you know, landed a 70 on Metacritic, you know. They were saying that it was just this generation's elite when it was like launched, you know. It's a masterpiece, high art, you know, all that stuff, like, you know. So I say what he's kind of saying is they probably wanted to focus more on the good that came out of it, but the bad did overshadow a lot of their things, because they did say that they were afraid to leave their office. They had Scotland Yard on call all the time because people were like complaining about no butterflies being in the game or something like that, and they were gonna fucking stab them or blow them up or something crazy. You know what I mean? Like,
that was stupid.
It's pathetic. It's sad.
For
the sheer fact you paid 60 quid for a game. That ain't a lot of money.
Yeah.
That is not a lot of money. Fuck, you'd end up spending more bombing somebody or sending, you know, trying to actually... It's just pathetic, and people like that need to grow up, man. I've been pissed off with so many games because I've been screwed over. That's my fault. I bought the game. I wasn't forced to buy it. The money didn't just get taken out my bank. I wasn't...
Yeah.
You know, it's...
That's the way people think, though. Oh, you lied, you stole our money, you did this, that, and the other. No, you were ill-informed because you chose to you know, take what he said at face value and stuff like that. Like, I myself, I don't buy a game until I know what's in it. You know.
Yeah, exactly.
And I don't mean that I like take every reviewer's to heart or anything like that. I watch gameplay. I like scrutinize over different things, and if it turns out that there's something in it that I don't like or there's something missing, I go, all right, I'll give it a miss for the moment. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Come back to it. That's the way you treat early access, and we should treat this game like early access because of the sheer size of the team, which is tiny. You know,
that's the problem because of the way Sony marketed No Man's Sky. They marketed it as a AAA game, and it isn't. Well, it friggin' definitely is now. Like, I would class it as a friggin' goddamn AAA game. Now it's better than...
It's a quadruple fucking...
yeah, man. Like, I've played many games.
Mm-hmm.
Shit. This game blows any game out of the water. And that's just from what I've seen of the trailer and from what I've read from Eurogamer's article.
And if people are going around saying that they're addicted to this game, that they can't stop playing it, that they love the mechanics currently that are in the game and everything else, and people have been playing it, like, you know, 1 million people playing Atlas Rises, you know, an average of 40 hours played, you know, that's what was it, 200 million hours or something fucking crazy anyway.
So
that's, you know.
But like you say, that's where it went wrong, because people were thinking of this as a game that
it wasn't.
And I don't mean that by gameplay or anything. I mean by the standard of the game. Like you said, the gaming company was extremely small. It's an indie game. It ain't AAA. It was an indie game. UK Gamer says No Man's Sky will have all AAA developers quaking in their boots. What No Man's Sky has done is generations ahead of any single game out there. No one has ever created an infinite universe. Damn straight, man. Damn straight.
Yeah.
He's created his own, like you say, he's created his own universe, an infinite universe of infinite possibilities that will never be truly discovered. And that is a freaking feat on its own. Let alone everything they've added to it with Next.
Yeah.
And in such a short amount of time.
Oh, it's true though. Like, you know, like the fair play to the team. They are like, I don't know why more development companies aren't going out of their way to do that.
Yeah.
And I think this will probably sum it up. One of the questions, I don't know where it is, probably towards the middle of the article. He asks, and you didn't walk away from the game. Sean says, yeah, I mean, I'd love to take credit for that as some sort of selfless act or whatever. People don't realize it's easy for the story to run away with itself. I know I'm biased, but these are facts are pretty much out there. There were stories that there were massive drop-offs of people playing No Man's Sky. I think PC Gamer did this thing where they are comparing our chart with lots of other games, and it's actually normal. And No Man's Sky is doing better than those games. We could see that. We could talk to Valve and Sony, who were super helpful. And they were telling us people are playing the game for a phenomenally long amount of time.
It's, I don't know. It's, I just hate the haters. They irritate me. Like,
well, we gotta love the haters, because they like, you know, it's just more to lose out, or it's more for us to fucking play, like, you know, it's more of that 18 quintillion planets to discover without their useless asses in it, like, you know.
Exactly.
Tony says No Man's Sky has to be the best game I've ever played. It also has the best community of players.
Damn straight.
Yep. That's isn't it the truth?
That's where No Man's Sky is also different to any other game. The community itself. You don't get a community like this in any other game. You can go on Call of Duty and you'll just hear your friggin' mama jokes and people fucking slating you, and just because you're better than them, shit like that. You don't get that in No Man's Sky. You get people helping each other out. I mean, the way that people have built farms and shared them for everybody to come and, you know, accrue this huge amount of units before Next comes out. That's a community coming together as friends and as equals to help each other out, ready for this amazing update. You won't get that in any other game. You get people pushing you down and pushing you to one side so that you didn't get further than them.
True.
Yeah. Okay.
Definitely not. Remus says No Man's Sky is in my top 10, and I say, Remus, why isn't it your top 10? Why isn't it just your top 10? You know, No Man's Sky is my top 10.
Sneaker says No Man's Sky is one of the very few really good non-toxic positive community on the internet. It is, definitely is, man. It's one of the things I love about this game, and it's nothing to even do with the game really. It's the community. Well,
soon to be a very big part of it. Yeah,
yeah, it is. Yeah. Okay. On to the next question.
Yeah. Like, which one did you pick out? Because, you know.
I picked out the. Did that early reaction take you by surprise? So you've got the live event one. No, the event back in. Touch on that.
What?
But yeah, that was from the event back in London. The whole thing struck me as strange back then. You were given this big stage. There were chat show appearances. You were the next big thing in games, but it always struck me as strange because it's like putting Captain Blood on the E3 stage. That's a brilliant game, but you do it.
No, you're all the way back there.
Yeah,
I skipped over 90% of that because we were talking about like 2001 and stuff like that.
Oh right, okay.
And things like, you know, films and analogies and shit like that. So I skipped all the way down to you didn't walk away from the game. Remember?
The game is clearly a success. I mean, look at the new offices. Just more the fact that it might be taken by those first few months when everything. Yeah, and that pretty much sums up their journey, really.
Yeah.
It's all been based on those first few months, but that's 2 years ago. That's back in the past, man. This game has changed, and fuck me, it has changed for the goddamn better. And nobody can say otherwise. If there's any haters out there still hating on the game, even after seeing the trailer, all the notes we've had, all the articles we've had, they're doing it just for the sake of it, man. They're doing it just to be a hater. I don't care what they say.
Well, he kind of wraps it up in the first line of this, and he says it's a thing that a lot of studios are having to deal with over the last couple of years, making a game and releasing it and dealing with a super polarized audience, hyper-criticism, and very, very vocal and directly aimed at you personally, not just the company. You know?
Yeah.
Something he's not a massive fan of, like, you know, which is true. Him and his team, you know, don't have to deal with things on a personal level like that. Like, you know, they released the game. Like, you know, why get attacked personally over something that, you know, that'd be like me making a sandwich and somebody saying that I'm a shit human being and that I should go die.
Yeah.
Because I didn't make the sandwich up to their, like, you know, particular fucking standards. It's like, how about you either reduce your standards or wait for me to learn how to appropriately fucking deal with your standards, because they're obviously beyond, you know, the you know,
that's what some people need to remember. Like, everybody has got different views on the game. Everybody has different things they want from the game. There's no way that they are going to be able to cater to everybody's needs. It's impossible. No. There's fuck tons of people who want this game and who want their own version of this game, but they ain't going to happen. There's probably going to be things, when I play next, there's going to be things that's probably missing out of it that I'm going to wish was in there. That doesn't mean I'm going to turn around and start frigging threatening them because they haven't added it.
Yeah. Like, oh, wow, like, say, for instance, I don't get my weapon wheel, you know? Like, say I don't, and, am I going to, like, you know, just fucking, like, you know, throw it out like a frisbee, you know, out the window? Yeah, gone. They've fucking destroyed my life. No, I'm gonna be an adult and I'm gonna fucking play it for what I like about it. You know? I'm not gonna focus on the things that I don't like and focus on all the things that I do like. You know?
I mean, that's the way life is. You know, I go to frigging work every day. There's a fuck ton of things I would love to change in work. And I'm sure the things that I would love to change, other people wouldn't like to change. And that's the way shit is. You just gotta deal with it, pull up with it, and put your differences aside and play the goddamn game the way it is and enjoy it.
Just imagine you bursting into somebody's house with a fucking handgun saying, play the game!
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
Matador says, No Man's Sky is definitely my #1 game. Yes, that is fucking true for a lot of us, Matador, and welcome to the stream, dude. And he says, No Man's Sky catered to my wants, especially with next coming. I'm gonna make me a Nip Nip forest. Or at least try. Yeah, well, I'm sure with the amount of complexity that we'll be having now, you're probably gonna have to do it. You know, just do it, man.
There's a couple of things here a couple of questions here that sort of interesting. Got the game we're seeing now. It looks incredible. Is this what you wanted it to be at launch?
Yeah.
It says obviously it could never have been that at launch. At launch is the first thing.
Yeah.
If we'd have waited to have launched until now, I was going through the feedback on all the updates we've done, the major features of things we've always wanted to add. But a lot of the stuff is coming from the community. We're listening to them. Yes, thank you, Sean Murray. I've said this for so long that you can guarantee they're sat there, they're looking at, you know, they've probably watched some of their videos, they've probably read all the comments, and they're learning from that, man. They're looking at what they can add to the game that the community wants to add, not just what they want to add, what they want to see in the game. They want to give us the game that we want, and they're listening to us.
Oh yeah.
And they are. You can feel it. You can see it with Next. You can see it with that trailer. So many people wanted multiplayer. Bam, you fucking got it, and you got it in such a spectacular way. You know, people wanted to be able to create hubs. Bam, you've got it in a frigging goddamn website that is also spectacular. They've listened.
Where are you seeing this, by the way? Well, like,
you scroll down just a bit from the game was clearly accessed. I mean, look, officers. It's literally down a bit from that.
The game was okay, yeah, I see it now.
He says it perfectly in that first paragraph, man. He shouldn't have said anymore. Didn't need to.
Yeah.
That first paragraph, he says it's spot on.
Yeah. Well, like, you know, like, this is the first time he's had to talk for the last 2 years. He probably wants to wrap up a lot of different things, like, you know.
Yeah, he probably does. I don't.
Like, the next one is brilliant as well. Like, you know, no, it's happening again. And he says, no, we've learned our lesson. You know, I'm just saying that it's like we delivered. For me, it delivered on that vision. You know, which is true.
Yeah.
What's coming out now is delivering on his vision that he wanted from the start, and it's including a lot of things people complained about at the start. You know, like, we still have people saying, "Oh, do you think the game is good now?" I just hate that sentence. You know, and the reason why is because I've been looking at it since 2014. I heard everybody what they said 2016. You know, even though I didn't own the game, I still felt for the company. You know. I was taken back by all the negative criticism and, you know, stuff like that. That never stopped me from getting the game. You know, my own financial situation at the time stopped me from getting the game, and not having a machine to run it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think for me, when I hear somebody saying, "Oh, it's finally becoming a game that we've always wanted," I'm just like, even coming from our community, people that have been sitting there playing the game and they're saying it as well, you know, just like, Jesus Christ, guys, like, you know, can you not give them a break, you know?
People will say that. People will say it's a game that we always wanted. Well, it isn't. This isn't the game that I wanted.
Yeah.
When I first, you know, started looking into No Man's Sky, this is beyond that, man. This has gone further than the game I was expecting, further than the game I wanted. It's become that game and so much more. So much goddamn more. Like,
no, but it's just it's just the haters, just the people, like, you know, it's the game we've wanted, like, you know, it's kind of like, well, you know, if you truly are a fan, or truly are, like, you know, saying that you do love the game No Man's Sky, you do love Hello Games, like, you know, you shouldn't even have to say that, you know. You should have been happy with what you got at the start. And this is just a bonus, you know?
I mean, he says it's spot on in this. The vision hasn't changed. It's just gotten bigger and deeper.
Yeah.
You know, they were super happy with the way that vision at the start. They delivered that vision at the start. But even then themselves could obviously see all the potential it had. And you had people looking at it saying, you know, yeah, I could play this for 20, 30 hours. Then you'll move on to the next thing. And like people probably saw the game and thought, wow, why isn't this game multiplayer? It'd be amazing. Why haven't they done that? Which is true. This game would be perfect for multiplayer.
Yeah.
And this is where you can see that they've listened, that they've took away from what the community has been saying to them.
But they have said in the same interview, Sean has said it was always planned.
Yeah, it was.
You know? And they couldn't fix it. They couldn't get it into the game.
No,
Let's put it that way. They needed to learn a lot of things. They were used to making like little fucking, you know, side-scrolling 2D, you know, fucking bike game, you know.
Yeah.
That's what they came from, you know. And you know, to a lesser extent other games, but like, you know, they never achieved a lot of things technically in their field to pull off something as vast as multiplayer in a procedural generated universe. You know, it was hard enough to get the procedural generated universe to work. You know.
Yeah.
Oh, damn it.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. And anything else you want to say on that?
Well, there's only two more questions.
Is there?
Yeah.
Oh. Oh yeah.
So basically, some of that question up there asking, is No Man's Sky the one game you're going to be dedicating the rest of your career to now? And what sense of it? Somebody was asking him that, and they talked about Joe Danger fondly, and when they talked about No Man's Sky, he gets all animated and excited, and that's still really hard, right? Give you an answer on that. At the moment, this is the happiest the studio's ever been. We're really enjoying not talking to the press. We're looking forward to talking more with the community and things like that. We're really enjoying working on the game. It's fun to work on something big and ambitious and to know that people are going to be excited.
Yeah.
And I believe that this is something they're going to work on for years and years and years to come.
Yeah, I'm just so happy that like Hello Games has like got to this point. Like they've reached their potential. Like they had it in them the whole time and everything. It's like they've reached their potential. I'm just so happy. It's like being a mum and like your kids grown up and they're great and everything.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's what it kind of feels like.
Yeah, no, I've said it so many times that like the way that Sean Murray talks about No Man's Sky and the way he treats it, it is like his own baby. And this is him seeing his baby grow up. It's him seeing it evolve and become what he envisioned it to become, and more, plenty more.
Yeah.
And
I think,
like you say, he's managed to now prove to people, look, I know we had a shit start. Let's put that aside. Showing you now, we can make this game great. And although I found this game great anyway, you did, and so many other people did, you still got a vast majority of people that didn't, and he is proving to them, basically, shut up, sit down, play my game. It's awesome.
Yeah. And something he says next is really important as well. He says something about No Man's Sky seems to get people hyped. We can't seem to stop it. Even now when we are being boring and putting out patch notes.
Exactly. Like,
you know what I mean?
I was saying for ages, freaking, you know, I'd rather patch notes than a freaking trailer. Like, I was buzzed to see patch notes. And there's no other game that really gets me as, like, giddy about patch notes as No Man's Sky.
Yeah.
And he's right. It seems to get hyped and they can't control it. And
and this one of the next sentences actually shows how much he's grown in the last 2 years. He says there are more steps after that, but I have to be careful. I don't want to be the guy hinting that are cool, crazy features, talking in vagueness. I don't want to start hinting that we're going to do a new IP and it's crazy and huge. Hello Games, it's just the facts now. Yeah.
Which I love. I mean, he's basically saying there, you know, they're not gonna, they don't want to be that kind of guy that's just hinting at stuff and, you know, hiding it away from everyone until it's actually released. They obviously want to show people what's going on. And I mean, obviously with the next update, and I don't mean the update next week, I mean like the updates to come after that, the next update.
Well, of course, because he said, like, we're enjoying it. There are cool things. The reason we call it next is we want it to be clear that this is the next step.
Yeah.
There are more steps after that,
Yeah, and they understand that they've got to be careful with the way that they talk about the next updates and the way that they go on about them and the things that they say. They don't want to... The way that they speak and the way that Sean Murray speaks, they don't want to upset us. They don't want to let us down.
Yeah.
Like, the thing that will make them happiest is seeing us happy, the community. And that's what I love. They're so community driven, and you really, really don't get that in gaming companies anymore. It's always about money, monetization. But Hello Games, it doesn't seem like that to them. It's more than that.
Yeah. So before we move on to the next thing, what is the next thing?
What do you mean, the next question, or?
No, we're done with that. Just talking about the Discord, and I think most people have already seen it on Twitter, etc. It's been everywhere. We don't really have much after that, do we? Unless people want to actually, throw their suggestions and topics and stuff like that into the Discord, and we'll take like a quick break and go into the what is it? The screenshots. We'll go into the advert first and the screenshots. Yeah. Just tell me when you're ready. Obviously, guys, do go join the Discord if you haven't already joined the Discord. It's !Discord on my end to get it. Go to the link, join up in the welcome channel. Click a little emoji there, the check mark emoji or whatever. It's pinned. Just the rules are pinned. Just give them a quick read. Then go over here to the V.V.R info. There's topic submissions over here in the podcast, everything like that. Submit your topics and stuff like that. Or if you want to jump in, just go into the waiting room, wait for us to pull you in, and you can actually discuss these things if there's anything we missed out on.
Definitely, man. Cool. So we're gonna go on to the best screenshots, or the advert first, yeah?
Advert first, yeah.
Yeah.
And mute us. No word from our sponsors. Yeah, it is like only a minute and something. And we'll go straight to the screenshot showcase then when it's finished. Yeah. Well, we'll probably only have another, half an hour in us after this. Well, unless people get into the waiting room, not a lot, to be honest. Yeah, we do, yeah, I suppose. That's like 6 minutes long. Yeah, have you not added it to your scenes? Oh, well, we could do it, but there's no point in waiting. Dude, we won't be able to go into it. Like, there'll be so much fucking going on,
Stop running.
fuck? People.
Dude. So, probably going to be what, another half hour now. We've got the 3-minute video we're going to show you.
Yeah.
Do you want to call UK Gamer in first?
Yeah. Hello. UK Gamer?
Hello there.
Hello.
How you doing?
Yeah, good man. Does everything sound okay? Like I've literally just plugged the mic in and hoped it's working.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear it.
Crystal clear.
Cool.
Yeah. Anything you want to
Nice.
speak about?
Ow.
Not really, just come to chill.
Problem?
That's allowed too.
Dude.
Not in most communist countries, but here, yes. It's allowed. Down with communism. Rima says, found 10 quid walking to the shop. That's really cool.
Lucky him.
Look at you, yeah.
Yeah, and it's even better now that you don't have to spend it on any microtransactions.
Very true. I'm so glad they haven't added that into
No. It doesn't seem like that type of game. If they did
No.
it, they'd get like, I don't know. I think they'll be pretty. They're pretty well funded,
Well,
and I don't know how.
Yeah.
Like maybe Sean Murray put his property up for auction again. You know?
Selling all of the property he owns just to fund the rest of No Man's Sky.
It wouldn't fucking surprise me. That guy is just mad. You know.
Yeah.
He's probably just living in a cardboard box in fucking Alison Smith Studios. You know.
Don't forget that they have got Hello Labs.
No,
Oh
very true.
yeah,
Very true.
yeah. We haven't heard anything from them that subdivision yet.
No, but they're taking on developers, helping them out with their own procedural generated games, aren't they? Surely they're getting paid for that.
Oh yeah. And with a lot of games recently having like procedural generation in them, I wouldn't be fucking surprised if Hello Labs is going to be stamped on a lot of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, you have to think about Starfield now has procedural generation stuff in it also.
That's it. You think like Sean Murray and Hello Games, they've become like the gods of fucking procedural generation now with what they've created.
Well, procedural generation's always been there, but it hasn't been fucking used on this scale.
Yeah.
They're doing something very right, like, you know.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of developers are actually going out, like, you know. We don't know. Maybe the code that they use.
That guy's
maybe
jaywalking.
That's brilliant. And if we had any visual context, we would be able to fucking help you, but we don't, okay? We have no CCTV cameras. We have no evidence. Okay.
I've got Fusion turning around and saying, "Did anyone else catch how Waking Titan ended? What did you think?"
Yes, we are just about to play this short 6-minute video of it that basically has a snippet of the little game that they're playing and what happens then. So where the fuck do I have this?
And yeah, I've still not seen this for anyone.
Oh,
This is still fresh to me. I was away yesterday, so I didn't have the luxury of sitting back and watching it happen live. So I'm quite excited to see what happens. Well, I already know what happened, actually. But yeah, let me know when you're ready to swap over, and yeah, we'll play it.
Yeah, do I have it properly sized? No, I don't. Oh god. Rack on my head now. It's been so far back that I've set up these scenes that I can't fucking remember what to do. I can't remember which one to like hide and which one to start.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus.
So I've got it playing on.
Thanks very much for waiting.
That's okay.
I'll be 5 years behind you. Is it that? Yeah, it's that. Cool.
I was really interested in how they were gonna do this. Wondering for what. So glad to actually see now, like
Luckily, I painstakingly went through it while you were on the train.
Luckily.
I know, I was going to do it anyway. It's nice to catalog these things.
Yes.
Pity about the sound.
We can talk over it.
Hmm.
Action.
Right, you mean you haven't got the music with it?
No, I'd probably be flagged anyway.
Yeah, true.
What, is the music good?
Well, it's just when you reach the music, like when you reach the center on No Man's Sky.
Yeah.
Ah, right.
It just fit it really well. Like it really hit me in the feels, man.
Yeah, it does. So that actually really, really does. Like if you can go back, they actually have it on their what's it called? Twitch.
Yeah.
If you go back to Twitch, you can actually watch the full video. Like you just skip to the last I think it's last 15 minutes.
Right.
Or you could just like even look at the full interaction, you know. So that'll be about like the whole video really.
Oh, I can't believe Loop 16 did that, man.
Hmm.
It's
Well,
still.
she wanted to experience being like a human, didn't she? So
Yeah.
that was her best way of doing it. Was like, I'll do what you would do.
Yeah, that's the ultimate sign of humanity.
Literally what she was saying then, we're going to lose Toby if this doesn't work. All I wanted was to be like you, to learn to be human. Learned a lot from all of you and the choices I've made. It's just, I was saying to Alpha earlier, UK Gamer, that when I was coming back on the train, I was listening to Give Me the Sky by 2-Bit Blog. And the bit in that when when they sing this loop will never change, it'll always be the same. And obviously I knew how this had ended and with Loop 16 and what she did. And I was just thinking like, but she did change. She did change in the end. She became human. Well, she didn't become human, but
self-aware.
Yeah, self-aware and changed herself for the better and had humanity. Ooh, are these the slides?
She transcended. Yeah, I included the slides as well, but I shortened it so that we don't have to wait. Like what I think it was 5 minutes each.
Yeah,
it's long enough to read. You know what I mean?
And this is actually from Sean Murray and Hello Games, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I think the takeaway from him basically is he feels really, really bad about what happened.
Yeah. That's what annoys me, man. I don't feel like they should feel.
I know.
They didn't know what they were getting into. They didn't know the hype of the game. They didn't know how many people wanted the game. It got blown way out of proportion. And it's no need for them to feel bad.
Like basically a sixth of the world population played it. Yeah. What other game can say that? Like, well, you know, I know there's a lot of other basic games out there.
Waking Titan Season 2 complete. Galactic Atlas launch, you were here. Next launch, and Community Season.
No word from our motorbikes. Yeah, that's the thing that I was talking about, by the way. Yeah.
One day I hope to reach a point where I feel Netflix. Don't worry, sure.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be like a good little girl as soon as Tuesday hits and I finish work at 6:30 and sprint home. And sit there probably for a couple of days straight playing it.
And trip and fall into your No Man's Sky.
Yes, pretty much.
Right. Going back to the slide before that with like the tiny road map on. Do any of you guys find it interesting how there's an Atlas symbol by next launch?
Yeah.
That is a very good point.
Maybe that's the event they're talking about.
No, that would be the community season. Unless they're doing a like a launch event.
That's what I mean. Yeah, because the event is on PS4, and no, we can't go back. I can't go back to that slide because we've added it to OBS. We don't have any control like that. Yeah, forward planning on my part. Sorry.
I just wonder whether they're going to incorporate the ending of that on Waking Titan into maybe a story in Next, and the fact that the one dreamer that was still left in the game, everyone's theory is that's who we are playing.
Yeah.
Just made me think, that was all.
Is it the iteration 2-4 malarkey? Is that the dreamer that's still there?
That's the one, yeah.
Yeah, because it's been speculated for a while that we are that one, because that's what shows up when you first go up to your crashed ship, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
it shows up in numerous places in the game, actually.
So yeah, maybe they are right. Maybe it is signifying a new part to the story. Saying that,
because now she's destroyed herself, Loop 16.
Yeah.
Okay. So now we know that she's not the Atlas.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say then.
Or we are playing No Man's Sky, but because time is different, you know what I mean? Like in a simulation, time would be different. So maybe we're experiencing it in in a different section of time. So they're out of the whole thing is shut down, and we've experienced this before with like Wake and Titan. They keep jumping back and forth between different time periods in the real world, and they correlate to the game, but they only correlate so far. So maybe it is like we're experiencing what they experienced while they were trapped in a simulation. Because I don't know. An Atlas symbol, well, that's something,
Could mean a lot of things. Maybe the first community event is going to be with Next launching, and it's going to something to do with Atlas. Maybe Loop 16 is Atlas, and we've only lost Loop 16 out in the real world, but we've still got hold of her within the game.
Yeah.
And it's up to us to. Maybe that's like a new addition to the story, that trying to save Loop 16 from sacrificing herself. Maybe there's still part of her code left within the Atlas that we can use to sort of regenerate her back to her former self.
Yeah. Yeah, could be something like that. Like we already have the running storyline as well of like 16, being 16 minutes.
Yeah.
And that 16 minutes being played out in the universe, it's a really long time according to us, but to the Atlas, it's a very short amount of time, and it's been basically resetting the universe every 16 minutes.
Yeah.
And that's that could be Loop 16 even. She's corrupt code, and she's he's trying to get rid of her because she's found sentience. He finds it as an error, as an anomaly.
Yeah, very
so he keeps trying to delete it over and over and over again. And 16 minutes for him, or 16 minutes for them, is like an eternity to us. I don't know, it's just because at the moment I'm doing a whole, finding the Atlas stones and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
interesting part of that.
Yeah. Lots of different nice little storylines to that. Two Haze Black says, ping as. Hey, bro. Hey, how are you doing, Tohaze? How are you doing, man? And definitely not Remus says, are you Dr. Robotnik? No, Two Haze is not Dr. Robotnik. As far as I know, none of us are Dr. Robotnik.
But we've got, what, 3 very short days?
Yes, and most of this day is already over, so you can't really count it. You know?
The only thing I would like to know is when next update is actually dropping.
4 o'clock.
Yeah, I'm hoping that's what it means, because the closer it gets to 6 o'clock, it dropping means less chance of me looking at my phone and seeing friggin' 100 streamers streaming next. And that's going to be a very hard 2 hours to...
Yeah, well, it's between 1 p.m. and 4 p.m. In my opinion. That just seems like the right period of time. But considering they're saying 4 p.m. for the event.
Well, on the Xbox dashboard, it's saying that it's going to be turned on or whatever at 2 p.m. British time.
Yep.
2 p.m. So yeah, maybe the 4 p.m. is just for the
event.
The event.
So that's when it's open to sign up, like, basically. It's probably to give people time to get their PS Plus subscriptions. People still go to brick and mortar stores for that. Not everybody gets it online. Some people have unreliable internet for that. You know? And to give people time to download it as well when you think about it, because, you know, not all internet is the same everywhere.
I'm wondering what this event's going to be, whether it's event or whether it is just next launching, or
it's probably that mingled with a welcome event, you know, like
so.
like welcome to No Man's Sky, like, you know, the shared universe.
Yeah,
and, like, you know,
it's probably to give us a taste of what events are to come. Yeah,
it's probably a small little teaser, you know, just a little warm up, a little introduction to the game kind of thing. That like, you know, we seen the trailer and there is a new enemy type there.
Yeah.
Maybe they're going to first, like, the new creature. Yeah.
Maybe that's what the that whole audio log that we got is all about. Maybe that's the community event and we just don't know.
Yeah.
So like the community event is to, like, I don't know, go steal some eggs or something. We've got to steal like 2,000 of these eggs, but they have very aggressive creatures affecting them, sort of thing, and it's up to the community to try and collect all these eggs. And if
all I can say is, before that, moving forward, everybody should be keeping an eye on the Galactic Atlas.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Definitely. I reckon that will be somewhere that they're going to use very much. These events, the way that they've set it up, it fits perfectly.
Yeah.
For the events.
Oh, it is. It is. We already know that.
Yeah.
The events are going to be done through that to know where to go. Well, I imagine.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, because they've already said something about, like, on that last article, remember? The first article that we read through.
Yeah, the Eurogamer one.
Yeah. Yeah. And this is still, although it would be supported by a new Galaxy map website, enabling players to scrutinize No Man's Sky from afar, is a way of highlighting just how much of a living, changing space it is, thanks to large part to tireless efforts of the game's remarkably engaged community. It will show the likes of the galactic hubs and just how far afield the surrounding systems have been explored, as well as player discoveries and even community-provided point of interest, whether these be screenshots, stories, or poems. And that's good for you there, UK. You know, you can put all of your stuff in there as well.
Yeah, man, definitely.
True.
Go to any planets that inspires you to do like a certain poem or something. Then you can
use that emote, sit under a tree, write it. You probably have to spend some currency though, getting the paper and stuff. But we'll help you out there.
Little chip in.
Yeah.
No, I'm loving the way it's going, man. I'm loving the way that they're going forward, the ideas they've got, the visions they've got, what they've done so far. It's amazing.
It's brilliant though. They're including the community in such a large way, like, you know, stories, poems, screenshots. So it's not only in-game stuff. You can actually think about it outside the box. Do it yourself, like, you know, and put a bit of you in it, you know.
It makes me feel like that all these videos that people have done, like you say, like all the poems and songs that have been made and all the memes that have been made, everything like that, it just makes me feel like they've gone and they've watched those, they've seen them and they've thought, you know what these guys are doing is amazing, like we need to think of a way implement it into the game so that people can share their ideas, not just through YouTube or anything like that, but through experiencing the game as well. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be amazing coming across. I don't know if this is how it'll work, but like, it'd be amazing coming across a planet and then it having the point of interest there, and you can like go to the point of interest, interact with it, and it is somebody's poem. And this is a random planet you stumbled across, and you're there listening to this poem that this other character or this other person has created. Like,
Yeah. It'll probably appear in game as a dialogue box like it does normally with the lore.
yeah,
But there's nothing wrong with that neither. That would be cool, you know.
yeah, it would.
As you said, it'd be cool to just like come across like a monument or a structure or something like that and have it dedicated to the,
Yeah,
like, don't know, like UK Gamer's poem, like, you know, or somebody's screenshot, like, you know,
yeah,
from
that's
a
it.
particular point in time, or, you know, stories, like, you know, just a story.
It's just going to be awesome to see how this goes forward, man. I cannot wait for Tuesday now. Like, I'm sat here trying to play No Man's Sky, and it's just killing me because I know this isn't the No Man's Sky I'm going to be playing in a couple of days. Like,
Yeah, but don't let that bother you. Play
like,
it while
it
you
don't
can.
bother me. Like, it don't bother me. I'm going to make the most of Atlas Rises while I can. It's just, it's crazy to like sit here and play this and then think about the trailer. And
Yeah, but you should think about what I think about. You know, think about all that's going to be lost. Think about all that you haven't discovered, because when
Yeah.
it comes out, it's not going to exist anymore.
yeah, that's it. Man.
That's why I've been taking so many screenshots. I've been putting them, like, I've been saving them onto my USB stick. I've been trying to do the purge, you know,
Yeah,
things like that. I'm already in the second galaxy now, you know. That's my takeaway from it. That's the reason why I'm still pushing on for the next 3 days,
yeah,
because I do know that once we do get it, it's going to be a completely different experience. And I'm not saying I'm going to want to go back to 1.38,
oh no,
but we are going to miss that as well in some form, you know.
yeah, one way out. But yeah, I mean, is there anything else either you, SkyCube, or UK Gamer would like to touch on, talk about, point out?
All the above.
Nothing. Generally, nothing comes to mind.
Fair enough.
Okay, so he doesn't want to touch at, point at, you know.
The problem at the moment, we've seen so much, and I think everybody's minds are just taken away by it. Like, everybody's just blown away that.
Mine's goo.
Yeah, it's what mine's like taking in all this information today that's happened yesterday. It's like frazzled my freaking brain, man. I just keep thinking about next. Like, that's all that's running through my head at the moment is next, man. That is it.
Tuhei, just going over the patch notes, I'm really excited. Tuhei, what do you mean patch notes? Do you mean actual patch notes or the vague description that was given by Sean Murray? I'd really like to know. The what?
Have they actually released any patch notes yet? Like, proper patch notes?
That's what I'm asking. I know I'm confused by the sentence. I don't know whether he means the loose description of what's going to be in No Man's Sky, which people are calling patch notes, but aren't really, or
Patch
are the
notes
actual
for the trailer?
Yeah, the patch notes for exactly. Yeah. A written transcription of the trailer.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's what it is. It's not patch notes. You know.
There is no patch notes out yet.
No. Felix Lavielle Cohen says, "Hi, I'm Dr. Willie." Hey, Dr. Willie. But your name is misleading, for you are Felix. No, for the trailer he says. Okay. Okay, Tohei, very confused there with that sentence, because I was like, patch notes, really?
Quickly,
what are we doing? Yeah, exactly. You know, just jump into our screens.
I wonder when they will release the patch notes, whether it's going to be on day release or.
I think it'll be on the day.
Yeah,
Usually how they do it.
they've done that. Yeah, over and over again. They normally release patch notes so people can actually sit there reading it with their coffee while they're downloading the game.
Yeah.
They're gonna be sitting there, like, you know, looking at 2%, like, you know, a bar that's on 2%, going, like, you know, okay, yep, 3%'s next. Yep, exciting. You know.
Dude, that is a very good.
What's that?
No,
Automatic downloads.
no, not that. I've been wondering for a while about how big the update's actually gonna be.
I don't know. Well, currently it stands at 11.3 gigs, I think. Something
Bloody
like that.
hell.
What?
That's the update.
No, 11.3 gigs is the game currently.
Yeah.
Oh, right, never mind.
Yeah, it was 3 point something. You know.
I'm just looking at that event thing again on the PlayStation, and I've clicked clicked where it says going. I don't know if you've done that yet.
No, because I don't have PlayStation Plus, and I'm not going to buy it, so I'm not going.
Yeah, but you can still click go, and it takes you to another page, and it says you were going to the following event. This event has requirements. Make sure you satisfy them by the start time. Start time is 4 o'clock on Tuesday, the 24th.
Yeah.
And then it says underneath, your sign up for this event will be shared with you on this event's details screen. It will also be shared with other players of PlayStation Network. Based. Auto join at start time. Automatic. You turn on auto join at start time. The application will automatically start at start time, and you will join the event. Events created by you or other players. You will be prompted to join a party at start time. I don't know, it's confusing me because I don't get why they're doing this, man. And I want to really know, like...
Because they need to make money.
Yeah, but this ain't money. PlayStation Plus ain't gonna fucking get a Hello Games. I wouldn't mind doing it, though. I'd rather pay Hello Games fucking £5 a month than play Sony. £5 a month, in all honesty.
Is that how much it costs?
I don't know, like, that's just... You know how much it costs, UK Gamer?
$6.99, I believe, a month.
Really? It's honestly not too bad.
So.
Yeah. Like, I've paid worse for subscriptions, to be honest, but still, I don't like paying for something when I know that I could have just fucking splashed out and got a graphics card, you know, and not went with PS4 at all, like, you know. Because right now, as it stands, I've got very few fucking exclusive games. Let me see. I've got one exclusive game. And that's Horizon Zero Dawn. And any other exclusive game that people go, oh yes, get a PS4, I'm just like, no, I don't really care, you know?
Well, if it does turn out that you need PlayStation Plus or Gold to do these community events, you just need to weigh up, don't you? Like, are you that bothered about doing these events?
Yeah.
Yes.
But that's the thing, like, you know, because you get, like, for the community events, you get the, like, new in-game currency, which allows you to, like, you know, do the cosmetics and shit like that, maybe get new weapons or whatever's in that store, you know? And it would be a shame to go to that store, find that, like, you know, they got a perfect fucking, like, you know, perfect exosuit for you, you know? Like, I jokingly put in the like, random thing, like, you know, Sean Murray fucking skin, like, you know, now available 20,000 units or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, it'd be annoying going there and, like, looking at the reward shop or whatever it's going to be called, and not having enough Quicksilver to actually get in there, you know? So...
Just the thing that confuses me is, like, when you click on the going... it says, you know, that you've got to satisfy the requirements. Then it says starts at the 24th of July and ends on the 7th of August.
Yeah.
But then on the actual overview page, it says date and time 24th of July to the 7th of August. Sign up deadline the 7th of August. So it's as though they're saying here that you can sign up for it by the 7th of August, but then on the other page it's saying that you need to have signed up, or it ends on the 7th of August. So it's, like, misleading, man, the way that they've done it.
No, it starts on the 24th. Okay. Yeah, so you can sign up anytime between the 24th and the 7th of August. Go in, like, you know, whatever event that are running for the whole 2 weeks, you can join anytime in the 2 week period. But you have to meet the requirements. In other words, you have to have PlayStation Plus in any of the time when you sign up. You know what I mean? Yeah. Two Haze Black, let me know if you would like to collab in the future. Yeah, absolutely no problem. We will sort something out, dude. It'll require one of us to be like a zombie, but whatever.
What was that, sorry?
Tohei's Black says, let me know if you'd like to collab in the future.
Collab?
Collaborate.
Oh, collab. I thought you were saying call something. Yeah.
No. Felix Lafiel Cohen. I'll just call you Felix. I'm looking at the leaked footage. I want to keep the mystery. Yeah, okay. You're not looking at it, okay. It's not true. I've watched for about 1 or 2 minutes of it, but it's enough for me. Yeah, just don't talk about it here in the chat, my dude, because, you know, we're not doing that. Yeah.
Right, guys, quickly back, you know, just to the PlayStation Plus thing.
Right.
I'm just reading Reddit, and so take it as what it is. It's people chatting on a forum, but someone's saying games such as H1Z1 have this in their community events description as well. However, you do not require PlayStation Plus to participate in them, so they're not entirely accurate. So I think we're just going to have to wait and see.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, if there's proof out there that other games state this in their descriptions when it's not true as well, then it could be the same situation with No Man's Sky.
Yeah, is that the H1Z1 Battle Royale thing?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
I've never played it.
Because that's free in general anyway, you know.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I can think of for a community event, because, you know, the Battle Royale thing is sprawling, you know. A lot of people play that.
It's been nice to be on, but I'm gonna come off.
No worries, man. I think we're going to be ending this soon anyway.
Yeah, dinner must be hard, days must be hard, and continues.
3 days must be hard to be precise.
Nah,
Well,
2 days. Stop fucking living in the now, man.
Yeah, but you think about it, it is still 3 days. For me it is anyways. I'm in work until 6:30 on Tuesday.
well, it's been nice.
It's nearly 6 anyway.
It has been.
I'll see you guys later.
Yeah,
Cool,
man.
Skycube. Thanks very much,
See you
dude.
later, mate.
Yeah, catch you in a bit, mate.
Bye.
Refusionary says maybe the event is nothing more than generating interest or just announcing. Very possible. We don't know what it's going to be. I think, like UK Gamers said, the best thing we can do is just stop worrying about it.
Wait, yeah.
Hopefully we do have that 2 weeks to, you know, get PS Plus if we want it, and, you know, all that stuff. So yeah, I mean, I've put myself down as going, and if it comes up on the day that I've got the update and I get to play it and it comes up saying I require PlayStation Plus, well, then I know. I do.
Yeah. I have more money to spend.
Yeah, pretty much. There it goes. Unfortunately. Gonna wait and see. I'm wondering what it means.
Well, look, we have a lot more to fucking look forward to anyway.
Yeah, we do. To be fair, like, this event is something that it's going to be happening every week. It's not like this is the only time we've got to do it, and we still got the whole game to explore and discover. And I, for one, am starting again. So if this event does include needing the glyphs and all that stuff, then odds are there may be the chance I won't be participating in it for a while. Anyway, so
I doubt it'll need all the glyphs, because or even if it does, like, you know, if they've simplified some things, maybe that could be in the realm of possibilities.
maybe.
You know what I mean? And, you know, the glyphs aren't entirely awkward to get. You know, like you have to do. Basically, if you come across a traveler, you can actually bribe them with nanites. You know, get yourself a glyph location, go there, do that 16 times. You're grand. How long is that going to take in retrospect?
It depends, because if they do fix all the bugs where you could like put a waypoint down and go back and forth to get them, that hasn't been fixed, and you can get them in minutes as soon as you find a traveller, as long as it works for you. But probably fix that, I'd imagine.
I wouldn't say that's a bug though. That's just procedural generation.
Yeah, but I imagine they would have done something to stop it.
Yeah.
I mean, on the other hand,
maybe they've stopped it, and maybe they've actually, like, you know, just
made
you know,
in
yeah,
to get
like
them.
made the frequency of the travelers have increased.
Yeah, maybe.
You know,
Maybe there's a way of searching for the travellers. You don't know. We don't know what they've done, do we? Like, it's crazy. So, I can't wait to just play the game. Like,
yeah.
Events aside, as long as I don't need PlayStation Plus to just play the game in general, then you know I'm happy.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see what the event is, and I am looking forward to finding out what they've got planned for these events and how they do them. I played a lot of Elite Dangerous, and I know they have community events on that, and they have ones where it's transporting cargo to a certain system, and depending how much you contribute to that event depends on what rewards you get from it. And they got loads of other events that they do, and they're really cool ideas and cool way of getting community together. And that's with Elite Dangerous's community, which has got nothing on the No Man's Sky community. But you think if it is an event where we've all got to gather resources and take them to one place, you will literally have loads of Discords and loads of communities, Facebook and Twitter and everything coming together and being like, okay guys, new community event, let's all let's load up with all this iron or whatever, and we'll all jump there and get this journey started, man. Let's get it done. And it'll be awesome.
That's what they're doing. They want us all to get together in game.
Yeah,
they want these congregations to happen.
Yeah, you can tell that from the way that they've done that Galactic Atlas map. The way that they've actually essentially created all these hubs that we've all made up in our heads. Because at the moment, those hubs are nothing. They don't mean nothing. They don't do nothing other than taking over a space in a system, in a galaxy. But now that they've actually added these hubs and the addresses, people are going to be able to expand on that and build proper colonies. And like you pointed out, UK Gamer, earlier on in the stream, having multiple people being able to join their bases together and their base complexity. Depending how they've done that, you can build. You've got the potential to build huge civilizations and colonies and things like that, man. So it's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome to see it brought together, man. It really is. But yeah, you want to wrap things up?
Yeah, just before I go, Dejamon Menting says, Pingas, Tuhay's sent me. Thanks very much, Tuhey, for sending somebody in here. Thank you very much, Dejamon, for coming in, man. Hope I'm saying your stuff right. Well, we are just about to wrap up, guys, anyway. 2 hours and 40 minutes nearly. Yeah, so yeah,
thank you all for coming along to another V.V.R show. It's been an awesome one, and the news that we've had lately has been friggin' out of this world, man. 2 very short days left.
We'll see you all in the ether.
Indeed. Infinite Gamer, V.V.R.
This is Alpha Pixel V.V.R.
And yeah, catch you next time.
Bye now.
Thank you for watching. Thank you also to those that called in. If you didn't make it on but would like to call in, join the Alpha Discord and follow the instructions on the welcome screen. Once you do that, leave your discussion topics and subjects in the topics submission section in V.V.R. We look forward to hearing from you. Enjoy your games. And enjoy your day.